Hey there, it's David Duford at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become successful producers. Today continues our four-part video series discussing the tips to increase your life insurance sales opportunity. So the last video we talked about is working on eliminating suspects faster, which is basically how we pre-qualify to spend more time with qualified prospects. Today we're going to talk about simply the fundamental of this business, which is just make them a customer. So just make them a customer is something I learned, I believe, from John Savage. You can find his books on Amazon. Highly recommend it if you haven't checked them out already. And the concept that he extolled was very simple. There's a lot of agents, a lot of agencies, companies that impress upon the agent that you have to sell whole life, or you have to sell term life or universal life. And with that suggestion comes what I would consider almost like cult-like explanations as to why doing otherwise is an affront to the insurance gods. Okay, I mean, it sounds kind of silly. Maybe you've experienced this. But they'll teach these agents to go out there as crusaders, as A.L. Williams used to say, and to push this concept on the people, regardless of whether it fit what they inherently wanted or not. I come from the perspective that whatever the client wants is what I want to get them. Because ultimately, persuasion and convincing people is not something that is easily done. It takes time to persuade people to come to your side of the table. It may take many years, decades even, and it takes life experiences. People, as the old saying goes, the student's ready when the teacher will appear and the student is ready. And so as such is in life. But the thing is that if we go out and try to impress upon our clients this particular type of product, if we push product at the behest of what matters to them, we're going to lose sales opportunities. We're going to piss off our prospects, and they're going to basically reinforce in their own mind why insurance agents suck. We don't want to do that, number one, for everybody's sake. But number two, we need to make a sale. And we need, more importantly, or just as important, to get people insured. Some insurance is better than nothing. If you think that term insurance is the only insurance that anybody should ever consider, and the other person across the table is your client, they want to buy a simple whole life policy, and you don't sell them that, you're doing them a disservice, okay? You're doing yourself a disservice. Maybe you can convince them to buy term later, but they need insurance. You need to sell them some. You need to get protection on the books, even if it's not what you think is the best. So I say all this because it's really important to understand that your long-term strategy in this business should be just to make them a customer. You need to create a clientele. You need to create a book of business. The reason is that everybody out there in life will have more and more insurance needs as they grow older and as their circumstances in life change and as they have different life events. Whether they get married, they get divorced, have children, retire, change jobs, get an income raise. All these are opportunities to make more sales. And throughout that time, we go through life circumstances that impress upon us and value and alter our values and what we think are important. The smart agent will not get caught up in some sort of dogmatic approach to selling a product. They'll understand that meeting their clients' needs, whatever they are, is the first thing. And then understanding that the nature of relationships allows one to impress and give advice much better over time than it does initially. So I say all this because you need to be in that opportunity, in that situation, to leverage that opportunity over time. Make them a client. If they want whole life, just sell them whole life. Come back to them in a year or two and start converting some of that to term, or vice versa. If you really think whole life has a place in their product portfolio and they don't want to buy it, they believe Dave Ramsey and term life insurance and stuff, fine, just sell them some term. Go back and talk about permanent products later. The fact that you're showing up year, 2, 3 later to advise and help them is going to make you stand out much better. The point is that sometimes the battle isn't won on that first call. The battle of whatever it is that you have in mind for them is won over the course of many years or decades even. So don't think that you can get everything that you think they should get right up front. Work on them over time to persuade them slowly as their life changes, and their mindsets will too, and they'll be more open-minded to what you have to say. So with all that said, as I review my notes to make sure we covered everything as well, I will reference the last thing here, is that all the greats in this business did just that. Ben Feldman, Frank Betcher, John Savage, they just wanted to make people insured, no matter what the product was. And they knew they would get more business later on and they would win even bigger policies, larger commissions, and better protection, what they thought was best in their own mind. So you're not compromising when you're doing this. You're doing the right thing, and you're going to benefit everybody involved, including yourself and your client. It's a win-win. Hope you enjoyed this video. Very important video for some of these agents out there. My name is David Duford at davidduford.com. If you'd like to learn more about my agency, go to davidduford.com. Click the Join Agency button at the top to discover more about my mentorship programs for final expense, Medicare supplements, mortgage protection, as well as annuity sales. Please like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions, and share with your insurance agents, friends out there. They really need to hear this as well. My name is David Duford at davidduford.com. We'll see you next time. Take care.